G'day from Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. And that is the Jeddah Corniche circuit where we'll be racing very shortly. But in this video, I'll be looking at the hairstyles of all 20 F1 drivers and rating them from 1 to 20. And I'll kick it off in 8 seconds. There's plenty of variety when it comes to the hairstyles of the 20 F1 drivers in 2023, and I can tell you right now, not one of you will have the same 20 in the same order that I have mine. Why? Have a look at the odds of you having the same list as mine. 1 in... I can't even tell you what that number is, but how do you come to it? Well, it's 20 factorial. So in other words, 20 choices for the first, 19 for the second, times by 18 for the third, down right through to 1, and that comes up with this number. So I don't want to hear that you don't agree with me, because no one is going to agree with me and no one is going to agree with you. So I'm going to start off in the midfield at number 11 and then go down to 20 and then come back and do 10 to 1. At number 11 and just out of the top 10, I put Lando Norris. A head full of curly locks, naturally scruffy, and I don't think it would take that much effort to keep that in trim. The occasional haircut would sort that out. At number 12, Charles Leclerc. A natural do, not too much work involved in this one either. And at number 13, I've picked Oscar Piastri. I must say it was tricky picking this 1 to 20 because there's such a fine margin between each one of them. And I know you're going to say, hey, you've got no hair, you have no right to be judging this. Well, I can only have my opinion, and that's what I'm sharing with you tonight. At number 14, I've got Max Verstappen. And let me tell you, I have hardly any pictures of Max hatless in the paddock. I have a number of pictures of him hatless up on the podium because they have to take their hats off, obviously, when they play the national anthem. But in the paddock, I so rarely see him without a hat. He is a sponsor's dream. At number 15, I've gone with Sergio Perez. Why? Because I had to give him a number and I've put him in number 15. The other thing to realise too is that I have to work with these guys. And if I say someone's got the worst hairstyle, that's no offence. It's like saying they're the 20th worst driver. But in saying that, they're still one of the 20 best in the world. They're far above everybody else. And every one of these guys has a fine head of hair. At number 16, Esteban Ocon. Short hair, easy to handle. And I know, that's great, not having to do your hair after you've been in the shower. It's a quick fix. Valtteri Bottas, I've got him at number 17. He's starting to thin, and I know a little bit about that. But I do take my hat off to him for having a crack at the mullet recently. He was in Australia. Mullets are big in Australia. And if you're not aware, mainly bogans and tradies and some footballers wear them as a badge of pride. And Valtteri certainly enjoyed his. At number 18, I've gone with Lance Stroll. Straightforward head of hair, nothing too involved, wears it well, which leaves me with 2, and they are Zhou Guanyu and Yuki Tsunoda. And I've gone with Zhou at 19, very similar hairstyle as number 20, Yuki Tsunoda, except I think Zhou's got a slight degree of difficulty in that he has a part and Yuki doesn't. Yuki's a bit more like a beetle cut, a bowl cut if you like. So that is 11 to 20 from the top of the Shangri-La Hotel, which is right opposite the last corner here in Jeddah. And as you can see, they're having a bit of fun with the lights down there, testing them out. And you're not going to believe what they've done this year. Can you see it? No, they've turned them off. But they must have many thousands of these spotlights that are on top of each pole, and they form this crisscross affair at night. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the hairstyles in the top 10. And at number 10, I've gone with this man, Pierre Gasly. Naturally scruffy. Ladies love it, I'm told, and Pierre wears it well. Number 9, Alex Albon. Now, Alex has been rather bold with his hair. When I first met him, he was quite short hair and dark, which is his natural colour. And then in 2022, he went red. In Thailand, his girlfriend got him to change his hair colour, and he stuck with that for most of the season until the end of the year, when out of nowhere he went blonde. He's been blonde ever since. Now, I'm recording this video, what are we? First week of March. So if you're watching this well down the track, he could be blue hair by now, who knows. I give Alex the thumbs up for his adventurous spirit there, and I should mention too that there are both Pierre Gasly and Alex Albon signed prints still available at my store at kimillman.com. The interesting thing about my print offerings is they're always a limited number, and you get your print individually numbered. So you can pick 11 of 50 or 17 of 50 and you'll get that particular print. And you get a digital pic of them signing your print for irrefutable proof of authenticity, because as you can probably imagine, there are a lot of shonkies out there, and half the time you would have no idea. At number 8, a magnificent head of hair on Nico Hülkenberg, the German driver from Haas. And I've put Nick in at number 7. He's got a bit of a bumpy hairstyle at the front, but it's got some character, certainly stands out, and he's a cool looking dude. Where have I put Kevin Magnussen? Well, I haven't put him at 6 because Fernando Alonso is my 6th favourite. Despite his age, and I know he's not that old, but still he's got an impressive head of hair, he wears it well. I've given him the 6th spot on my 1 to 20, and I've put Kevin Magnussen in at number 5. Glorious, golden locks, shines in the sunshine, always looks magnificent. He is a star performer. That leaves me with 4. At number 4, Lewis Hamilton. Yes, he has probably the most intricate hairstyle of any driver. I have no idea how long it takes him to get his hair looking this magnificent. But hats off to him, because he puts in a lot of effort and he looks magnificent, as he needs to if he's going to wear those out there outlandish fashion statements that he does in the paddock. At number 3, and this is going to disappoint a lot of you, Carlos Sainz. Now the whole reason I'm doing this video is because I put a picture up of another driver a while back and you went crazy saying, no, he's not the best head of hair, it's Carlos. I've gone through 18 of the drivers and that just leaves 2. Do you know which ones I've got left? Logan Sargeant and George Russell. Both have similar hairstyles, that swept back look over the top. I've gone at number 2, George Russell. That means Logan Sargeant is my number 1. But was there much in it? No. Would have been 0.01 of a second if it was on the track. George Russell looks like a male model, always presents magnificently. And most of the shots you've been looking at in this video are from early in the day, when they've come in and they've prepared themselves. I don't think I've had any shots after a race session, because that's not fair, because they all look scruffy, they've been sweating. But I think Logan is the standout, and I'll go to this photo I took at the last race in Bahrain, because he admitted that he did have a need of a haircut. It had got a little bit too long, but he managed to tame it. He looked very smooth, and I figure he's probably put on 2 or 3 inches worth of height just in that coif on top of his head. And some of you have likened him to this cartoon character, and to be fair, he's not far off it, is he? Having seen my 1 to 20, you'll know that some of the drivers have to put in a lot of time on their hair. Lewis Hamilton, for instance, and others like Esteban Ocon, very little time at all. Now, with the hair on top of their head done, let's look at the beards in the paddock. At the Bahrain race, there were only 8 drivers sporting a beard, and I've rated them in order of 1 to 8, but I'm going to start at number 8 with Nico Hülkenberg, with the 8th best beard in the paddock, which is also the worst. But once again, we're setting a very high bar. At number 7, Max Verstappen. Not much volume to this particular beard. And do you know who my number 1 is? Have you got a sense yet? Because it's not far away. At number 6, Esteban Ocon. Number 5, Charles Leclerc. Number 4, Lewis Hamilton. At number 3, I've gone with Aston Martin driver Fernando Alonso. At number 2, Pierre Gasly, now at Alpine. And the best beard in the paddock, I think you'd have to agree, is Kevin Magnussen. So he's got the best beard and the 5th best head of hair. So what is Logan Sargeant's prize for the best head of hair? I'm not sure, but I might actually hit up a couple of hair product companies and see what we can get out of them to reward the magnificent Floridian's hairstyle, and maybe some beard products. I'll see what I can get for Kevin Magnussen. That said, I'm going to say goodbye to you, because I've got more things to do inside this room at the Shangri-La, and you've been getting a preview of what the Jeddah Corniche circuit will look like come race weekend. Please like the video. Some of you haven't subscribed. You can remedy that right now and become a member for some great prizes and other fun stuff that other people don't get. For all of my digital images, you'll find them at prostarpics.com for editorial and personal use. For magnificent wall art, a range of signed driver prints and one team principal, F1 photo books and a range of merchandise, head to kimillman.com. And for my best images live from the track and through the week, go to Instagram and search at Kim Illman. Thanks for watching, and stay passionate. It's like saying they're the 20... That's my outtake.